Hi everyone, this is Boardgames and Bourbon. I'm Glenn Flaherty, and right now I want to talk to you about Dreams of Tomorrow, which is a brand new game that just came out on Kickstarter. It is by Weird Giraffe Games. It plays 1 to 6 people. It says it takes about 45 minutes. I found that it's around 30 minutes with less than the full complement of players. And one of the reasons I wanted to bring it up was it's one of the few games that I know of that sit at the lower end of complexity as far as worker placement and economic games. And for that, I think it has merit. Now, the reason it's called Dreams of Tomorrow is because in it you are dream engineers and you're trying to stitch together dreams, okay? Now, the way you're going to do that is you have a little rondel of actions here that are represented by 4 cards. They can be flipped one way or the other, and they have the same actions. They'll just be in different places. And what you're going to do is you're going to move around it, okay? You can pretty much move as much as you want, 1 to 6 spaces. 1 to 3 is free, and to move more than that, you have to pay resources as the privilege to move around. But when you do so, what it's going to do is it's either going to give you resources, like it will give you something that's a candle. And let's look at this card a little closer. A candle is one of the resources you're going to use to actually place your dreams down. And the cool thing about this is if I land here, I will get 4, everyone else will get 2. Okay, and that's on the top. Okay, there are candles. There's creativity represented by little paintbrushes. And again, is one of those situations, you'll see this kind of like a Valeria and other games like that where I get 4, everyone else gets 2. You're never really stuck without resources or the chance to do something, okay? Now, you'll move around, you gain these resources, and then when you finally land on something that has a little plus sign for a dream, you're able to pick up a dream. But that does not let you stitch the dream. In order to stitch the dream, you're going to have to go in this little area that kind of looks like a Tetris drop, and let's take a look at that. And what this means is you might own your dream, but if you go here where it says drop down, you can stitch your dream. And when you stitch your dream, what you're doing is you're now putting it in this section. Now, you're trying to be in the game the first to put 5 down. Okay, that triggers the last round of the game, at which point it'll be scored. And you will not only get points, and let's look at this card for an example. You will not only get points for the value of the dream that you purchased, you will also get points for the synergies between the symbols that are in the corner. Now, how do you get synergies? Well, for example, let's look at this card here, and I'll put it next to this other one in my hand. If we look at these 2 cards up here in the corner, what you're going to notice is that there are 2 white circles. They're matching symbols. And when I put all these down, the more matching symbols I have, the more bonus points I get. So I won't only at the end of the game get the value of whatever the stars are, I will get bonus points for matching symbols. And it varies depending on the quantity. The more I get, the more bonus points I have. And what I found is as I played it, the scores are always very tight, and it usually came down to the bonus points, which is pretty cool. Now, the decisions in the game, it seems very simple. I choose where to go, I do it, okay? But the decisions in the game are, do I want to race around and just end the game, get cheap cards, get my 5, and try to strike and get out? Do I want to take my time and buy the more expensive ones and hedge my bets? Also, when I buy the dreams give me powers. Do I want to buy the cards for the powers? Like in this one, this says I can move my person 3 times, right? So I move, maybe 3 or 6, and then I can add 3. And the way you activate the dream power is by landing on a card that has just the dream symbol on it. Do I want to get dreams that synergize and give me the bonus points? They may not be the dreams with the most straight ahead value. Maybe I'm going for that extra bonus that'll push me over the edge. So there are gentle little ways that you're playing with each other. I was talking to my friend Liz, and she said another great thing about this game in terms of the decisions are, you might want to pick a power from your card just to mess up the other person. And like I told you before, these cards are double-sided. So imagine I have a person racing around the board, trying to get to this place to drop their last dream, okay? Well, I might activate my power, it flips it over, and instead of it being down there, whoop, now it's moved to the top, and I've delayed their ability to get there. So you can really mess each other up in a very gentle, passive-aggressive way. So it does have fun decisions, and it stays right in that world of low complexity. One of the unique things about this game, too, is that normally when you're in these kind of worker placement games, when a person is in a spot, it usually stops everyone else from being able to move there, or at least it'll charge you a resource to move there, but not here. You're totally able and free to go. So that is actually kind of refreshing. It takes kind of the stress out of the game, really approachable for a lot of people. The game also has a lot of player aids to make it accessible, and should you not have anyone to play with, it has a bunch of bots or a bunch of robot cards you can play with. They're very easy to play, but I actually found them harder to play against the robots than I did against humans. Okay, so overall, the game is very swift, is very light. It is just as good with solo as it is with other players. There are a lot of the player aids to it. You have variability in setting that up, so you have a good bunch of stuff there. And it sits at that mark that I really don't have too many that sit there. And I'm trying to think of those light games. I would say the complexity here, probably around 2.2 out of 5 on the BGG scale. As far as the artwork, boy, I've had a lot of people on the Board Games and Bourbon thread say this might be the prettiest game they've ever played. Wow, what a compliment. That's really going to make them happy. Anyway, so once again, this is Dreams of Tomorrow. I know it's been on Kickstarter, but it's one of those games I would totally expect to see on a store shelf too. I would recommend it. It's definitely affordable, and I think it'll have and earn its place on your shelf. Okay, thanks everyone. I'll talk to you later. Bye.